Okay, so a lot of stuff to cover. This is a game made by an old Deathball player. It's going to be called Dashball. It's going to be similar to Deathball, but you're taking out champions basically, and then it's more competitive and it's going to get updated. But the core gameplay is going to be you have 3 HP like Deathball, no champions, no abilities, so there's no pay to win stuff, there's no leveling characters. You will never be able to spend Robux to make yourself stronger. So, if you like that, great. There's going to be a double jump, dash, all that, your typical death ball, blade ball movement and abilities. Nothing different there. And the ball will curve and bounce off of objects more similarly to death ball. It's not going to be like blade ball where the ball phases through things and you can't curve the ball or do anything interesting with it. So it won't be like a macro fest like blade ball is, where everyone just puts on a macro or an auto clicker and says that they're really good at the game. But the gimmick of this game is your dash is going to reset whenever you deflect the ball. So whenever you clash, I'm guessing you're going to be able to spam your dash while you're clashing people. I have no idea how that's going to feel, but that's going to create some weird fights. Or it's going to be like Deathball, where it's basically everyone is playing default, but there's a higher skill ceiling because you get more dashes. So I think it'll be very interesting for people to play. There's going to be no pay to win stuff because obviously you can't pay to gain an advantage. There will be cosmetics of some type, but that won't give you a stat increase. There's going to be no pay to win, so don't worry about that. And then getting into trading, that's basically all I know as far as the core gameplay. I don't know anything about maps or like how it'll end up being. I'm kind of curious if he's going to add more verticality to maps because of the dash or something like that, but we'll kind of see how it works out. I don't know anything about maps, so that's all we've got as far as the gameplay loop goes. Then getting into trading. So trading is something obviously if you watch my Deathball content, I'm very big into. So he's been talking to me a ton about how to make trading good because he found me through my trading content for Deathball and he was trading in Deathball off of my videos. So that's how he knows about me and how he contacted me. So this is basically all a lot of the stuff we've talked about. There's a lot to cover. So some type of trading system will be added. Obviously, there's a whole trading section, so kind of obvious. But it's probably going to be some type of booth system similar to Deathball. I don't think he's going to go for a global system because global stops flipping from being fun. So I think it's going to be a booth system because we know it works and we all like all the Deathball players that traded actually enjoy the boost system. So it's probably going to be that. I'm hoping he puts in a wrap index and it functions very similarly to Deathball. AFK Aura, we have specifically talked about a ton. If it's added, it's going to be limited to one account, and if people try to alt farm, it's going to be bannable. So there's going to be no crap taken from AFK Aura. You will not be able to abuse the economy like Anime Defenders or Deathball. So for all the traders that hated AFK Aura, we are specifically talking about this, and I am trying to get him to either not make AFK, or if he makes AFK, it will be tuned down to the extent where it doesn't matter to traders. So we'll kind of see how it goes in, if it does, which I am pushing him not to put this in, but we'll kind of see if it does. There's a chance it does, but if it does, don't worry about it. Because we're going to make sure it's fine. The way you obtain items, so all the different rarities, he hasn't finalized yet. We've talked about doing some sort of crate system. We've talked about doing packs. We've talked about it being a random drop from games. I don't think he knows which one he's going for yet. So that's a bit up in the air. And this being up in the air is kind of important because we don't know if obtaining the items is purely luck, then it's not going to be great. And then I don't even know if there's going to be gems where you get gems from killing people and that kind of stuff. So we'll kind of just see how it works out. Um, and then tournament ranked is probably going to have unique items like champ scythe from Deathball. So I would expect there to be a secret. Uh, there's either going to be some sort of special resource or there's going to be probably a special item in ranked or tournaments. I don't know exactly how he's going to do it, but he wants ranked in the competitive side to be the focus of the game. So whatever the rewards are, they're going to be worthwhile is the goal, obviously. Because he wants to encourage people to play the part of the game that he's focused on. And then he actually wants to play his own game. He's not making this just for people to fill a niche like pretty much most developers are doing. He wants to make this to play it. And he plays Deathball quite a bit, or he was before he quit, and a lot of us quit. Uh, he made it to like 30 or 50 million value in Deathball. Like he really built up in trading. So kind of a side note, but I trust him to do trading well because he cared about Deathball trading and found my videos. So if he found my videos, chances are he's invested in it enough to where he's going to do it well. But we've been talking about a ton about how to make it good, like the trading system good, and how to not cause problems because Deathball has a lot of issues where people feel kind of stuck or hopeless about being able to get the items they want, or trading in Deathball is just unfun for a lot of reasons. So I've been talking to him a lot about how to make it actually enjoyable. So at the very least, I think it's going to be a much better economy than Deathball ever could be, because Deathball's kind of at a point of no return. There's no way to fix the Deathball economy. It already made its mistakes. And then we've been discussing how to, in discussing how to obtain items, we've talked a lot about rarities. So copy amount and stuff like that has been talked about a lot. One idea was to limit the copy amount. One idea was to leave it as super rare items like secrets are a very low drop rate, but they're never removed. So I don't know exactly how it'll go in, but we've been talking about it a ton. So I think it's going to be good whatever goes in. It's just we haven't fleshed it out yet, talking about it. Um, but yeah, I think the main one that he liked the most when we were talking about it is that he would leave secrets in as a low drop rate always, but he would never permanently remove items from the game. So I think it's good in trading games if you can always get new supply of rare items. You can make it rarer or something, or you can rotate it in and out, but like you could do something like Warframe where you have unvaultings where something's out for a year, you vault it, and then it comes back in 9 months or something, or it would probably be a shorter rotation for a Roblox game. But I'm saying there would be some way of you obtaining the item, so it's not like Divine Shadow or something in Deathball where it's now worth like 30 million or 27 million for a Divine Shadow. So that won't be a problem in his game in Dashball. Um, the other thing is Deathball has talked about making finishers for a long time, and they showed sneak peeks of it. Uh, and their finishers were okay, but the finisher they made was basically you grab the ball with your hands and then you hit someone with it, and then you run away from them. So it was kind of a lame finisher, and just who cares? Like it was cool. It would have been nice if they added it to the game, but it wasn't anything crazy. He actually showed me what one of their finishers looks like, which is a finisher with a katana, and it has the typical katana sounds of unsheathing it, and then the anime fight scene kind of stuff of cutting them apart and then resheathing the katana and fire effects and everything. I told him to make a sneaks channel in the Discord so you can check it out. The reason I'm not putting it in this video is the person that uploaded that video has it copyrighted on YouTube, and I don't have the permission for it, so I'm not going to use it. And I'm not going to use that stuff without permission. So if you join the Discord server, which I should have in the link below, in the description or in the pinned comment, then that should be in the channel for you to easily see. And then he'll probably post more sneaks as he's able to. But that finisher animation is like peak katana animation. I've wanted a katana in Deathball for ages, and that finisher was, I would say, quality wise, it's closest to anime defenders with a lot of their crazy tower animations. So it's very good. I think people will really enjoy it, and secrets will definitely be highly valued just off of having that. So people will want to trade for that. So I'm just saying secrets will be a big deal in that game if they go in the way he says they will. So just keep that in mind. There will be no S grades also, so for all of the people that hate Deathball for, you needing an S grade to have a stupid little stance, there won't be S grades. There's no grading system that we've talked about. There's no way that's happening. And I don't know if he's going to add idle animations to weapons, but if he added them, they would probably just be added on the weapon by default. I don't know if he's going to do that, so don't take that as his word. That's my guess. I don't know if he's going to be able to do idle animations or how that'll work, but finishers will be included on the weapon base, as far as I know. So we'll see. And again, this is all very early in development, so if I'm wrong about something, I would guess he hasn't been working on this project very long. So if something changes, don't be surprised. I'm just trying to tell you roughly what he's aiming to do, and then he's probably going to shift it based off of what he decides is better for the game and also what the community asks for. And then as far as competitive 1v1s, he talked about being the focus of the game. So it would be best 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 5 is what I heard or what I remember out of it. I don't know if he's going to have a ranked mode like Deathball where it's, 8 people all at once. So I'm not sure how that'll go in. If it's requested, it might, but I don't know really what he's planning for that. And as far as ranked goes, one thing I want to talk about with Deathball is Deathball, everyone knows the lag issues for Deathball. Most of us have horrible ping in Deathball where it's over 100, the ball just randomly phases off into space. If his lag fix works the way he says it does, ranked should be a lot more stable in Dashball than Deathball. So if lag was the reason you didn't play competitively, I think that'll be fixed or much better in Dashball. So I just want to point that out specifically because as someone that's decent at the game but never went competitive, I never went competitive because the lag was so bad. So if that's what stopped you from being competitive in Deathball, I'm hoping Dashball fixes that issue. Whether it's better optimized, the servers are better, or he's talked about a system and how he's reducing the lag to me. I'm not telling how he's doing that, but it sounds like it works. And whenever we can test it, I want to test it with someone from like Singapore or Germany or lives super far away, and then me living in the US. I want to see if the ping is good on both of our ends, or if I get on a Singapore server, can I play? So it would just be interesting to test. Off of what he said, it seems like I will actually have good ping, or it'll be noticeably improved in Deathball. But again, that's all kind of speculative. We'll kind of see if that ends up going in the way he says it does, because that needs to be executed properly to where it works. And again, the game's very early in development. Don't really know. I might have already covered most of this stuff. There's only 2 people on the dev team. It's the my friends, which is that guy, the guy I've been talking about, and then he has one friend that's been helping him. So it's a dev team of 2. If they need help from other people, I believe they're going to hire specific people out to do like certain things, but he's not going to increase the team size a ton, is what he was talking to me about. So I don't know how it'll change over time, but that's his plan right now that he told me. And again, the Discord I will put in the link in the description and in the pinned comment. So obviously, whenever you're clicking on links, be careful, but it's just a Discord link. So I'll put that in the comment, and then you can join if you want. If you don't want to, then don't. But I'll continue posting about this game if you're interested in it. As a side note, if you're under, I think 11, you can't have a Discord account, so don't make one. It's bannable if anyone finds out you're 11 or below. You have to be banned from the server. So just keep that in mind. I think he's gonna be making a feedback channel if he doesn't already have it. I haven't checked the Discord too much, but I think he's looking for feedback from the Deathball players to see what they want in his game and what they had issues or gripes with on Deathball that he can fix and make better. So if you have feedback, you have stuff you didn't like about Deathball, or if you quit Deathball and you're looking for something else, and I guess if there's something specific you hated about Deathball, I would go into that server, comments, give him the feedback of what you hated about Deathball, and I think he's going to try to shape that game to the best of his abilities around what the community wants within what he wants to. Like, it's still going to be competitive, but if there's like a trading thing that you didn't like or some sort of gameplay issue you didn't like, definitely put it in there, and I think he'll do his best to include as much of that as he can. And then whenever he starts running tests for early versions of the game, I would guess he wants a testing team. He didn't specifically tell me to do that, but if you join his server, there's a pretty good chance at some point he'll be looking for testers. So that's my guess, at least. He might not. I have no idea if he's going to be making a tester team, but if he does, then you're there ready, so he can add everyone ping and then get you on the on the testing team. There's no ETA for when the game's going to be released or when the test servers would be up, so we'll kind of see. I'll update you as I learn more, but there's a lot they need to do before he would really know how close it is. Um, what else is there? Also, this is kind of a side thing. I was recommending he do the same kind of kill and win tracking and leaderboard stuff that Deathball has. So the same thing where you see kills and wins of all time and maybe the kills and wins of recent, like for the last week. I would recommend he put some sort of system in like that because I think people enjoy competing for that a lot, as well as I would hope he puts in some sort of title system so people are encouraged to, you know, if you can get like season one elite and all that kind of stuff that Deathball has, which titles are in pretty much every game. So I'm gonna encourage him to make a title thing so people can flex how high they got into ranked or a tournament or something like that. So that's pretty much it. And I talked about the special rewards and ranked tournaments. Whatever it is, it's going to be good. I don't know exactly what he'll decide on, but I think this game is very promising, and that's all my notes. So just talking about the game, Deathball hasn't been updated in ages. So for the competitive people that play Deathball or the traders, I think all of them logically will move over or be tempted to move over. If you're a very casual Deathball player, I think it'll probably depend on if your community starts switching over. But most clans, I would say, have a core of people that really like trading or playing competitively. So I would guess a lot of people will be interested in moving over. And as a side note, I've talked to him a bit about adding clans or not adding clans. Clans would probably not be released at launch because in Deathball they weren't released at launch either. But if the community really wanted clans, I would guess he would add it. So we'll kind of see how that works. And again, this is a lot of stuff. So don't take this as a he's promising all of this. The trading stuff is just us talking about how to put it in properly. The competitive stuff he really wanted. So this is a probably going to happen. And then as far as testing and all the Discord stuff goes, I don't know exactly how he's going to do it. So if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to communicate this game the best I can. So the people that are interested in it go over and give him feedback and it becomes the best game it can be. But yeah, if you're interested, join the server. I'm in there. A lot of people are probably gonna be there pretty quickly, I'd guess, that are not happy with Deathball. So yeah. As a side note, Charisma is also gonna be covering this from what I heard. So I would guess he might cover the finishers. I'm just not covering it because I don't want to deal with the copyright stuff, but it should be in the Discord server for you to check. But yeah, have a good one. If you have any questions, let me know and I'll do my best to answer them. Some of it you're probably just going to have to ask him in the server though, because this is basically all I know at the moment. So yeah, but have a good one.